Hello, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. Nature Sunshine has approached me to speak a little bit about Ultrabiome. One of the questions was, why do I recommend Ultrabiome? There are three reasons why I recommend Ultrabiome. First is that Nature Sunshine, they have what you call the Hughes Center of Research and Innovation. This is a wing that was designed that is put together in Nature Sunshine where they actually test the products to make sure that the active ingredient in the product will work with the cellular activity in our body and do exactly what it's supposed to do. This is not done by any other company. No other company has done that. Why I'm so excited is because Dr. J's product was affiliated in this research and development. So when he put that product together, it was working with the live cell technology to do exactly what it was supposed to be doing. And that is so exciting because that product was put together with multiple faculties involved. The second reason is Bernard Jensen's teachings. In iridology, we understand that everything starts from the inside out. So that means from within the gut. The reason that is one of the major reasons why that's so important is that if you research embryology, I know it sounds weird, but embryology is the studying of the newborn. As the newborn is developing in the first 3 weeks to 4 weeks, the cellular activity of these cells divide and they create what is called a pancake. And this pancake is called the primary layer. And within that primary layer are three layers of cells. So three individual pancake centers. The first layer represents the construction of our digestive system, our esophagus, our stomach, our small intestines, our large bowel, some of the uterus, some of the lungs, some of the bladder. So it's the inside skin. The second layer represents the blood, lymphatic system, and some of our nervous system. And the third layer represents our outside skin. So these three layers, as they are developing and formed into a pancake, they begin to roll. And when they begin to roll, it looks like a taco. And they'll roll. And what happens is the first layer is going to roll and join. The second layer is going to roll and join. The third layer is going to roll and join. And it's going to join and zip together from the top of the taco down to the sides, but not completely ending or closing off the complete sides. The reason being is that one side will be the development of the mouth and the other side is going to be the development of the anus. Therefore, making the inside tube our digestive system, then the second, our blood, lymphatic system, and nervous system, which is known in iridology as the anatomic nerve reef, and then the third layer, which represents our outside skin. From there, it develops into a polywog, and from there we get our brain, our eyes, our spinal cord, all starts to develop. Our heart, our organs, they all start to develop. We have inherited weaknesses, we have inherited strengths, we have inherited faculties that work throughout our cellular structure as we develop, and they create what is strong in our body and what is weak. We understand that. And how they're created all starts where? Inside the gut and then branches out. This was proven by taking a look at the pericardium lining from the heart and looking at it under cellular activity, a cellular level from a microscope, and then looking at the gut at a cellular level from a microscope. And you find that they look exactly the same. They have the same characteristics. So that is telling us from a scientific standpoint that really our organs and all our parts of the body started to develop within the gut and branched out from there into their proper places. The third thing is when I was in the Nature Sunshine Convention and Dr. Jake started to talk about how we are all made of germs. And so he's talking about microbiomes. I knew a little bit about microbiomes, but it was great to understand even further. Most people associate microbiomes to the fact that we abuse them by the heavy metals, the toxins, the air we're breathing, the antibiotics, standardly the antibiotics, and we have to put the probiotics back in. That is cool. Putting the probiotics is back in. It is needed. I'm not going to say it's not. But these microbiomes have a lot more to do. And they are covered in our mouth, our nose, our eyes, and they help protect us from our environment. They help our immune system. But the biggest ones that are a big issue is what's found along our gut. And in our gut, we have these germs, these microbiomes. And if you ever research them, do so. And you're going to find out that they do a big job. They cover huge spectrums of what our body is, how it's going to function. So the microbiomes, what they do is they will eat the food or the ingredients we're consuming, and they will poop out or release a byproduct. And that byproduct permeates through the walls of the colon and it will go into the body. And if it represents the brain, it's going to work with the brain. It may turn certain keys on. If it represents the thyroid, it's going to do some keyons for the thyroid if it has the right information. But if we have toxins in our body, which we live in a world of heavy metals, toxins, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, the stresses we have, the environment, and the list goes on. Do you think it looks like it's going to get any better in the future? In the past 50 years, there's been a big drastic change. So my goal was to try to figure out as well as possible a protocol that would work all aspects and help with the gut to heal and work with the genetic programming of the gut along with these microbiomes and make incredible, incredible changes. And I'm so glad that Dr. Jake has made this formula because that's exactly what I was looking for. I have been so in the after the first um, after the convention in Nature Sunshine, I end up getting in contact with about 17 of my clients, those that had cancer, those that had MS, those that had problems that I was having difficult getting them to the next level because was missing the key. And I brought them to the meeting. And so I wanted them to hear directly from Dr. J exactly what the products will do. And to this day, they are still consuming it. And they are doing a way better than they ever did before. I even had a client at the time come in August that had a big bag of herbs, and she was retired. She was raising her grandson. She had a mortgage payment. Money was a problem. Okay, and she had this bag of herbs, and she said it's not working. And I looked in her eyes and I did iridology, and I said, I understand it's not working. I said, your gut needs help. You need to have the right ingredients to work with either cleansing or working with the little microbiomes or the little computer chips in your gut to make them do what they need to do. So I put her on a small program hoping it would do a difference. When I came back from the convention, she come in that following week and she told me there was no change. It had been a month and she can't afford it. There's no change. I said, I realize there's no change. So I had samples. So I gave her 7 Ultrabiome packages for 7 days and asked her to come back in a week in 7 days. She came back and she flew into my office. She was doing her yard work. She was doing her housework. Her hot flashes were down. She was incredibly a big difference. It is now 8 years later, and she still comes in and buys the Ultra Biome twice a year. Whether she takes it once a day or does or whatever comfortable for her, she tells me, do not run out. Don't ever go without, because I will always come and buy some more. I have been personally using Ultrabiome for the past 8 years. It has changed my world. And those of you that know me know exactly how much it's changed my world. I am 64 years old and I work and act like I'm 40 years old. The Ultrabiome, the Nature Sunshine herbs, the changes I did in my lifestyle has been incredible. And I will not give up my protocols for nobody. I also had about 200 clients the first year using Ultrabiome, and a lot of them are still using it to this day. So I hope you got something out of this. I hope you learned something out of this. I hope you understood why I love this product, and I don't have to search very far anymore for keys that will work on our system. Have a great day. I love yous all. We'll be talking to you soon.